So getting a late start today. This is like 5, 6 in the morning for me because I'll be up all night working. And I've been trying to get up at 4:30 and start this around 5 or 6. So today we're doing something a little different. I'm a little worn down. I'm skipping a rest day. So I'm just gonna do the shadowboxing. We're still gonna follow the high intensity interval training format. So there'll be a minute full body cardio. I said full bodyo. That's funny. I might start using that term. So full body cardio, legs, upper body, core, in that order, right? And so I'm still gonna follow that format, but there's only gonna be like 4 to 8 exercises we're gonna do. There's gonna be kickboxing, kicks, boxing combos, head movement to work the core, and high knees to work the core, and then a hip throw round where we're working on these moves for hip throws. So there'll be some squats in the hip throw round, and I might do some pummeling with the upper body, but we're not going to do any like push-ups or regular squats today. It's just going to be standing, shadowboxing, and martial arts drills for half an hour. So basically cardio kickboxing for about 30 minutes, 32 minutes, and then the yoga, short version of the yoga, and then the 40-minute meditation. So yeah, we'll get started. I'm gonna clean up this room and we'll jump into it. Excuse me, bro. Ancient Egyptian god here doesn't care about the path of my sweeping routine. You're okay, buddy. It's all good. I'll just sweep around you. Okay, so I'm going to put on the motivational music. We're listening to Jocko Willenick, remixed by Akira the Don. And again, I don't like all the stuff that Akira the Don puts out. I don't like a lot of the people that he platforms. But if you can take the words of someone you don't agree with and make it motivation for you, you will never lack for motivation. After that, we'll put on some Alan Watts remixed.
I am a chronic excuse maker. How do I stop making excuses?
We listened to this yesterday.
Chronic excuse maker.
Putting on another one.
Stop making excuses.
This is a Bruce Lee mixed by Akira. So get your caffeine, get your water, get ready. I'm going to do this every day around this time, so tune in with your water and your caffeine. This is some creatine and vitamin C. Okay, so warming up with joint rotations, and we'll get started. Adding neck rotations. Change direction. Oh, I forgot, this one will get copyright muted.
I see your talents have gone beyond the mere physical level.
Collarbones.
Your skills are now at the point of spiritual insight. What is the highest technique you hope to achieve?
To have no technique.
Shoulder rotation.
To have no technique.
Very good. What are your thoughts when
Change
facing an
direction.
opponent?
There is no point. Because the word I
Elbow
does not
circles.
exist.
It's also inside out, arm drag.
Does not exist. There is no point.
Change direction.
Because the word I does not exist.
Wrists.
Does not exist. A wood fight should be
Change direction.
like a small play, but played seriously.
Fingers.
A
Spine
cool
rotation.
artist does not become tense, but ready. Ready. Not thinking yet, not dreaming. Ready for whatever may come. There is no point. Because the word I does not exist. Does not exist. There is no point. Because the word I does not exist. Does not exist. When the opponent expands, I contract. When it contracts, I expand. And when there is an opportunity,
Hands up.
I do not hit. It hits all by itself.
Change direction. Like a stomp.
It hits all by itself. It hits all by itself. It hits all by itself.
Change direction. Hands up. Knee. Side to side. Small circles. Change direction. Ankle. Change direction.
History, the great wise men and teachers, philosophers and prophets have disagreed with one another on many different things.
started, it's going to be 3 punches, a block, and then a kick. Nice and slow, loose and relaxed. From the backhand, cross, jab, cross, block, kick, 1, 2, 3, turn around.
The greatest discovery of my generation is that human beings can alter their lives by altering their attitudes of mind. And he also said, we need only in cold blood act as if the thing in question were real, and it will become infallibly real by growing into such a connection with our life that it will become real. It will become so knit with habit and emotion that our interest in it will be those which characterize belief. He also said this, if you only care enough for a result, you will almost certainly attain it.
Kicks. Think about low kicks to the leg, high kicks, push kick, straight snapping kick, right?
Only you must then really wish these things and wish them exclusively, and not wish at the same time 100 other incompatible things.
Keep your hands up.
Strongly, we become what we think about. We become what we think about. We become what we think about. Now let me say that again. We become what we think about. In the Bible you read, in Mark 9:23, if thou canst believe, all things are possible to him that believeth.
Boxing
Peter
combos.
said this is one of the greatest laws in the universe. Fervently do I wish I'd discovered it.
1
It's a very
jab,
young man.
2 jab cross,
Later in life,
3 jab cross hook,
greatest, if not my greatest
4
discovery,
jab cross hook cross, 5 jab cross left uppercut cross hook,
negative terms, you get negative
6 cross hook cross,
you will achieve
7 hook cross hook,
That is the simple fact,
8
which is at the
right
basis
uppercut
of the
hook
astonishing
cross,
law of prosperity and success.
9 left uppercut cross hook, 10 cross hook right uppercut, 11 hook cross left uppercut. Same thing faster. Okay, head movement. Keeping your hands up, dodging punches, right? Dodging kicks. Switch stance. We're going to do 3 punches, and then lock inside out with the front arm, cross kick.
There's nothing better for your self-esteem than knowing that if you work hard on something, whatever it is, that you can become one of the good ones. Not the best in the world, but better than other people. But better than other people.
Stay on the balls of your
But
feet.
better than other people. And the things that you can control the most are diet, fashion choices, haircut, fitness. You can control
faster.
the fuck out of those things.
But stay relaxed. We're gonna do more kicks. B-side out block.
How many things are there
Right?
that you could be good at?
Pummeling,
All of the things that
on
humans
drag.
can do.
Like you're grabbing the wrist and the elbow
It's gigantic, right?
of the opposite arm.
Millions of things that people can do. And I'm good at
Really pull
almost
to
zero.
your hip.
Like if you took all
Imagine
my
you grab the
skills
wrist and pull it to your
and
hip.
all the skills that anybody could have in the world, your
And throw a hook in there, right?
It doesn't round
Hold their arm down and hit them.
I'm an example of somebody who has pretty high skills in a variety of fields, and it still rounds to zero.
Mostly it's a grappling exercise. So the core will do knees, high knees.
But it still makes me feel good that there are a few things I can do well. That's why I concentrate on fitness and diet. And, you know, in the case of a guy, if you eat your fitness and diet right, you're probably pretty good. So control the things you can control. Get good at them. And remember that nobody's good at much.
So when I do knees, it's like I have a clinch behind their neck, and I'm not pulling them straight down. I'm pulling them to the side and twisting them. Right?
The younger generation quits. Not everybody. So I gotta put people get their butt hurt.
3
Not
punches,
everybody.
clinch, clap their ears, pull them in, knee and push kick. Right?
It's so easy
1,
to
2,
be great
3.
nowadays. Most people are weak. It's a softer generation. So if you have any mental toughness, any ability, any fraction of self-discipline, the ability to not want to do it but still do it. And I hate to run. And what makes me so crazy, people go, well, why do you run if you hate it? What are you talking about? I don't want to take showers and eat either. I hate that too. That's life, man. It wasn't until I changed that mentality that I became somebody. I hated going to school, so guess what? I was dumb as shit. 1 plus 1 is 2. But if you can get through to doing things that you hate to do, on the other side is greatness. 1 plus 1 is 2. But if you can get through to doing things that
Don't clap the ears of your training partners at a school. They're going to kick the shit out of you.
on the other side is greatness. 1 plus 1 is 2. But if you can get
Legs.
through to doing things that you
We're going to
hate
do more kicks.
on the other side is greatness.
Straight kick,
On the other side is
push
greatness.
kick,
That's what people are saying.
low
When
kicks,
I mean running,
high kicks,
in my mind, I'm not
change your
training
stance,
for a race.
move around,
I'm training for life. I'm training for the time that I get that 2 o'clock in the
Stomp.
morning call that
Kick.
my mom is dead or something happens.
you can try a side kick, turn, side kick, keep your hands up before you're going,
So I can handle what life is going to throw at me. Because the life I
right?
live throws a whole bunch at you. And if you're not physically and mentally prepared for that, you're just going to crumble. What is do? If you can get through to doing things that you hate to do, on the other side is greatness. On the other side is greatness. 1 plus 1 is 2. But if you can get through to doing things that you hate to do, on the other side is greatness. On the other side is
Boxing.
greatness.
Pull you back to your chin.
I put them all in the cookie jar because at times of hell,
Core.
the hardest man. In times of suffering, what we do is
Head
we forget
movement.
how hard we really are. That's what suffering is. Suffering is a test.
Contract your core. Squeeze your abs. Side to side, back. And again, I'm still a student in striking. I'm just trying to practice what I learned until I can get back in the gym.
Oh my God, life sucks. I take the 1 second decision. I step out of my life for 1 second, go in the cookie jar, pull up. Oh, motherfucker, you went 3 hell weeks and finished 2. One of those hell weeks that
Yeah,
got
balls
done
your
because it was
feet.
so bad. Oh, you are a motherfucking badass. You are. I put it back in the cookie jar and I remember who the fuck I really am. I'm not the kid that was called name. I'm not the scared kid. This is who I am. It's a reminder of who you truly are at the core of yourself. This is who I am. What I
Kickboxing.
was saying to myself the whole time on that track,
Just freestyle.
this is who
Throw
I
some
am.
punches, throw some kicks. If you're confused, throw 3 punches and a kick over and over. You can put some knees in there, some elbows. Punch high and low. Hook to the body, hook to the head.
Because I
Cross,
myself
kick,
in the chair, cracking
right?
up my back,
1,
peanut butter
2,
in my
3.
leg, chin splint, stretch
1,
factors.
2, 3, 4.
I use all that for motivation.
1,
versus
2, 3,
negativity.
4.
I use it for motivation.
1, 2,
I said to
3,
myself,
4.
who on this fucking
Right?
earth would still be going right now? You are. You are. You gotta be
Or
the
lead with
hardest
a kick.
motherfucker on the planet. Is it true? I don't give a fuck.
Kick to the leg.
At that time, it got
Before
me
you
to the
punch.
finish line of that fucking race. I believed it. I believe it today. I believed it enough to where my body said,
Elbows to the body.
you're not gonna stop. And that's, I took all the negative things. I need to go to the hospital, this and that, and I used it all. Who the hell can even get on that chair? This is who I am. Who the hell would even think about taping stress fractures up? This is who I am.
Back kick to the leg. Back kick to the head.
This is who I am. All those things I use for motivation.
Legs, legs. More kicks.
This is who I am.
Next we'll do a hip throw round.
This is who I am. This is who I am.
Think about kicking faster now. Stay on the balls of your feet. So the only thing I'm a teacher in is yoga. This is just for me. If you want to join me. I'm not a kickboxing instructor. I'm a grappling champion. I'm a combat vet.
I've been lucky. I've been blessed. I've had a life that I would not trade with anyone
High
in
knees.
the world. When you talk about Ramadi, that was the highlight of my life. Because I was leading men in combat, which was something that I always wanted to do. And something that I felt that I was destined to do. And when I was in that situation, I knew that. I don't look back and say, oh, I wish I would have enjoyed that. No, I knew it then. This is it. This is it. This is it.
Okay?
This is what you have been waiting for your whole
Hip
life.
throw form.
You've been
Right?
preparing for your whole life.
Pummel inside out.
And I was
High.
lucky to be there. I was lucky
Inside
to
out low.
incredible.
Inside out high and step to your
I
toes.
was lucky enough to have
Crossing blade step.
so brave and so
Grab
dedicated.
the belt.
I only use the word
Turn
focus.
around.
Not that they didn't have
Roll
focus
them over
for
you.
getting it. All the time.
1, 2, 3, 4. 5.
So I'd say if there's
1,
anything that I
2,
struggle
3,
with now,
4,
it's
5.
just that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Nothing else matters.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Have to deal with that. This is it. This is it.
One more.
This is it.
Full body. For the legs, we're going to do a hip throw squat. So if you grab somebody and you step deep, turn around and load them over you, staying off your heels on the balls of your feet, and you pop your hips. So we're going to squat like that.
Because it's gone. Because it's gone. Because it's gone.
Okay? Hip throw squat,
So
right?
happy that I could be part of it and that I was able to work with such tremendous guys.
You get up under them, flip them over you.
I try and keep their
For
memory
upper
alive.
body, we're going to go outside in, right?
Every day. Every
It's
day.
kind of an active rest round. And the idea is you're pummeling to get that grip so you can pull them into the hip throw.
Does
Or you're pummeling so that they charge into you
ever fail you?
and you're going backwards like, hey, hey.
No.
You turn around, call them over you.
Discipline that does not
You get the underhook under their arm,
feel discipline.
around their belt.
That's what happens on days where I veer off the path.
Aggressively underhook. You're shooting for that grip, right? I get it.
A weakness. It is discipline's fault. It's my fault. I'm the one that's being weak.
Okay?
It's my fault. I'm the one that's not holding the line. I'm the one that is deciding to take the
You see
short
people
turn
partner
around.
training this drill. All this stuff is better with a partner.
Domination.
Like other things
And I made that error.
in life.
Let discipline down.
Circle.
There's only one thing to do. And that's get back on the path. Get back on it. Get back on.
This is what I'm doing. I'm getting back on the path.
Get back on the path.
Even if I just go through the motions, I'm tired and sore today. I ride the bike all the time to deliver food and I'm in constant pain from fights and from war, from prison,
Creeps in.
fighting Nazis in prison.
Open the door.
So we're gonna do a hip throw for the core. It's just folding over like you're hauling them over you, right? Step, step, throw.
Justifying that laziness. When I decide to take the easy path instead of the righteous path of discipline, that is my decision. That's all of it. That's all of it.
And then stepping backwards to throw.
To my weaknesses and become a slave to them. And when I make that error, when I let discipline down, there's only one thing to do. Get back on it. Get back on the path. Get back on it. Get back on the path.
Alright, so that was core.
Step it up.
Now we're gonna go back to freestyle kickboxing and you can throw some hip throws in there, right? Imagine you're in a fight, kick, punch, clinch, they charge into you, throw. Low kick, high punches, knees, clinch, knees, knees, pummeling, hip throw.
Transgressions. Cleanse yourself in the fire and the suffering free of the discipline.
Head movement. Jab, cross, kick, clinch, knee, 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 hip throw. And we'll do that again.
Let's say you have no race.
Kicks.
Let's say you have no classes, no nothing. There's no purpose in life. People need to have a purpose to get up. They need purpose to perform. You need to get to a point in your life where there's nothing on the docket. There's no 5K, there's no, I want to get into school to do this or that. And still perform to the highest level. Because when people don't get it, one day that thing's going to come up. And if you're not constantly performing without purpose, you're not going to be ready when the time comes. It's this magical thing, purpose, that we're all looking for. But what's funny about it all is that we need these things to perform. But we don't take a second to realize the purpose is you. The purpose is you. The purpose is you. The purpose is you. You are always the purpose.
Hands up all the time.
There.
Boxing.
The very purpose is you.
Jab, jab, cross, jab, cross, hook, jab, cross, hook, cross, jab, cross, uppercut, cross, hook, cross, hook, cross, hook, cross, hook, uppercut, hook, cross, uppercut, hook, cross, sorry, uppercut, cross, hook, cross, hook, left uppercut, hook, cross, right uppercut, again.
That's the only purpose I fucking need. So the reason I give every day, even though there's no races, there's no school, there's nothing in front of me, is because I have pride in myself.
Turn your body,
The purpose is you.
right?
The purpose is you. The purpose is you. The purpose is you. You are always the purpose.
Head movement,
The purpose is always there. Because the very purpose is you. You have to want to be better. It starts off with you have to have pride in yourself. You have to have pride in yourself. You have to have, there's something about you, whether it's your last name, the smallest thing. You have to be proud of yourself. And if you have no pride in yourself, I can't give it to you. I want to be the standard. I want to be that guy. Like, if you go to whatever company, they have this mission
change your
statement on
stance.
how we want to run our company. I made one for myself on how I want to be. And that is why if people can make up a mission statement, an ethos in which they want to live by, and every morning you wake up, you hold yourself accountable to that mission. The purpose is you.
Alright, probably do 2 more rounds. We've been going about 36 minutes,
The purpose is you.
minus the initial cleanup
You are always
hip throw form.
the purpose is always there. Because the very purpose is you.
I'll go slow.
Make up your own mission statement. What do you want to be in life? And once you do that, now you can work with somebody to get better. You can work with yourself to get better. Until you know what you want to stand for, you will always just be sitting down. You'll never stand for anything. You'll never stand for anything. You'll never stand for anything.
Hip throw squats again. So again, if somebody's pushing you back, you step back, turn around. You get your grips first. Turn around, pull them over you. Right? Here. Throw them over you. If you're going towards them, you lunge in and grab, pull them over. Right? So stepping backwards. explosive squat. Alright. Upper body, we're going to do pummeling inside out, outside in. Inside out, outside in. Do like 4 in each direction. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Trying to drag the arm, wrist, grab the armpit with your elbow pit, pull them over you, right? Or you're pummeling to get under their armpit for their belt. Pull them over you, right? When you see a lot of that kung fu stuff and they're doing things like this, they're really setting up like a hip throw. They're just disguising it as a dance. Or hip throw exercise. Stepping backwards, right, stepping forward.
It's 44 degrees and it's nice and rainy outside. But no one cares about that. It's not about the rain.
And do punch kick, knee and elbow, hip throw.
Life is always giving you a test. Trying to give you a way out. Trying to give you an excuse not to show up. This is my excuse today. But guess what? You gotta have the mentality to show up every fucking day of your life. No matter what life throws at you. It's our responsibility to show up to the Coliseum of life. Preparing for fucking battle. I don't care what you're going through, what life's throwing at you. It's your responsibility to rise a new 100%. Take it upon yourself to do that. Stay hard. It's not about the rain. It's what the rain represents. Life is always giving you a test. Trying to give you a way out.
This is the last round.
It's not about
We'll do
the
some
rain.
kicks.
It's what the rain represents. Life is always giving you a test. Trying to give you a way out. So what's your fucking excuse? Is it too cold where you live? Is it too hot where you live? Does it rain too fucking much? Now it's time for some real fucking talk. Maybe you're the only black person applying for a fucking job.
Just burn out high
Maybe you're
kicks.
female. Maybe the only fucking gay person. Job, whatever the fuck it may be. Maybe that sits in your fucking head. Maybe that's your excuse for not being better.
High push kick.
You're wrong, big fucking
Stomp them in the face.
when I was young, all those things got my head black, fucking not smart enough, single mom, all that bullshit, all space in my head. If you're allowing people and things and situations
Pick up the
to
knee.
space in your fucking head,
Push.
you're losing. Last night, last long fucking head game. Just
Boxing
fuck with yourself.
combos.
If you lose, it's because you
Jab.
don't like to get in your
Jab
fucking
cross. Jab cross hook. Jab cross hook cross. Jab cross. Left uppercut cross hook.
head. Life is always
Cross hook cross. Hook cross hook. Right uppercut. Hook cross. Left uppercut cross hook.
for the rain represents.
Cross hook. Right uppercut. Hook cross. Left uppercut.
Give your way out.
And again. head movement. The last thing, head movement. Most important thing, don't get punched, right? Protect yourself. Twist your body, lean back, crunch side to side, squeeze your abs, make your belly hard, right? Switch your stance.
Never in life meet a hater do better than you. You would never in life
Keep your hands up.
meet a hater do better than you. People get hurt by these people. I love them. Because I used to be a weak motherfucker too. You show me every day who you are. Well, they want to come on, some of them
All right.
want to offend me. But you gotta see what's up with Goggins. You gotta see what's up with them.
So drink water,
Let's see TV.
drink caffeine, drink creatine. Hold off on the protein until after the yoga.
So that's amazing. I don't know who the fuck you are. Never will. But you haven't done enough for me to take notice. But you know who the fuck I am. You would never in life meet a hater better than you. You would never
So
in life
you hear the song, having haters is a good thing. I know a few of these viewers are haters, and that's okay. I appreciate the rest of you. If you don't know, Google me. Google Dan Baker, political prisoner,
these haters,
or Dan Baker, YPG sniper.
they know who you are. But you don't know them. There's a reason behind that. You've done something amazing.
So run to the bathroom,
You've done nothing.
get ready for the yoga. After this song, I'm gonna switch it to mellow music, more mellow. It'll be Alan Watts put the music, and we'll jump right into the yoga.
Period. This is probably why they fucking need your ass. That's right. You will never in life meet a hater do better than you. You will never in life meet a hater do better than you. You will never in life meet a hater do better than you. Never in life.
Okay. Getting ready for the yoga. After this song, I'll do the opening mantra, and we'll jump in for the yoga.
You know who Akira the dog is?
Of course, he's amazing. These are the two things that things that you can completely control and control the fuck out of them. Just control the fuck out of them. Because that's where you get your self-esteem. I'm actually a really good example for this. And I'm going to say something astonishingly lacking humility. I'm a person who's good at a lot of things. A lot of things. If you made a list of things that the press has called me and asked for my expert opinion on, you'd be kind of surprised. It's across economics, business, humor,
So
politics,
I just watered down my pre-workout
How many things are
and my
that
vitamin
you're
with
good at?
creatine.
All of the things that you
These are strong chemicals. I say drink half, water it down, drink some more,
It's like
so you stay hydrated.
that people can do, and I'm good at almost zero. Like if you took all of my skills and compared it to all the skills that anybody could have in the world, it rounds to zero. It doesn't round even to 1%. And I'm an example of somebody who has pretty high skills in a variety of fields, and it still rounds to zero. But it still makes me feel good that there are a few things I can do well. And that's why I concentrate on fitness and diet. And, in the case of a guy, if you get your fitness and diet right, you're probably pretty good. So control the things you can control. Get good at them. And remember that nobody's good at much.
So, I've heard that I look like Bubbles from Trailer Park Boys with all these cats. It's just 2 cats, but that is pretty funny. So we'll do the opening mantra, and then we'll jump into the practice of the Ashtanga Yoga. Om Vande Gurunam Charanarvinde Sandarshita Svadma Sukhava Bodhe Nirshe Se Jangalikaya Mane Samsara Hala Hala Mohashantiye Abahu Purushakaram Shankasakrasi Darinam Sahasra Shilasam Shretam Pranamami Patanjalim Om. Excuse me, bro. He's so comfortable. Poor guy. All right.
Take this kiss upon the brow, and in parting from you now. That's much let me avow. You are not wrong, you deem that my days have been a dream. You have hope that's flown away in a night or in a day, in a vision or in none. Isn't that for the last gone? In a vision or in none, isn't that for the last gone? imagination. They highly valued dream states, and it's now known that they used visionary plants like the hallucinogenic blue water lily. The ancient Egyptian tree of life has recently been identified as the Acacia nilotica, which contains high quantities of DMT, the same active ingredient that we find in ayahuasca. Now, it's difficult to imagine a society more different from the society of ancient Egypt than our society today. We hate visionary states in this society. In our society, if we want to insult somebody, we call them a dreamer. In ancient societies, that was praise. In our society, if we want to insult somebody, we call them a dreamer. In our society, if we want to insult somebody, we call them a dreamer. In ancient societies, that was praise. We have erected huge apparatuses of armed bureaucracies who will invade our privacy, who will break down our doors, who will arrest us, who will send us to prison, sometimes for years, for possessing even small quantities of psilocybin or substances like DMT, whether in its smokable form or in the ayahuasca brew. And yet, ironically, DMT is, we now know, a natural brain hormone. We all have it in our bodies, and it's just that its function remains unknown for lack of research. And it's not as though our society is opposed in principle to altered states of consciousness. I mean, billions are being made by the unholy alliance of psychiatrists and big pharma in overprescribing drugs to control so-called syndromes like depression or attention deficit disorder in teenagers. In our society, if we want to insult somebody, we call them a dreamer. In our society, if we want to insult somebody, we call them a dreamer. In ancient societies, that was praise. We have another affair with alcohol. We glorify this most boring of drugs, despite the terrible consequences that it often has. And of course, we love our stimulants. Our tea, our coffee, our energy drinks, our sugar, and huge industries are built around these substances, which are valued because of the way they alter consciousness. But what all these approved altered states of consciousness have in common is that none of them contradict or conflict with the basic state of consciousness valued by our society, which I would call the alert, problem-solving state of consciousness, which is good for the more mundane aspects of science. It's good for the prosecution of warfare. It's good for commerce. It's good for politics. But I think everybody realizes that the promise of a society over-monopolistically based upon this state of consciousness has proved hollow, and that this model is no longer working, that it's broken in every possible sense that a model can be broken, and that urgently we need to find something to replace it. The vast problems of global pollution that have resulted from the single-minded pursuit of profit, the horrors of nuclear proliferation, the specter of hunger that millions every night go to bed starving, that we can't even solve this problem despite our alert problem-solving state of consciousness. In our society, if we want to insult somebody, we call them a dreamer. In our society, if we want to insult somebody, we call them a dreamer. In ancient societies, that was praise. In our society, if we want to insult somebody, we call them a dreamer. In our society, if we want to insult somebody, we call them a dreamer. In ancient societies, that was praise. take for thee what belongs to others, then you will be hindered, you'll lament, you'll be disturbed. You'll find fault with gods and men, you'll find fault with gods and men. Some things are in our control, and others not. Some things are in our control, and others not. Some things are in our control, and others not. Some things are in our control, and others not. But if you take for your own, only that which is your own, of you what belongs to others, such as it really is, no one will ever compel you, no one will ever restrict you. You'll find fault with no one, you will accuse no one, you will do nothing against your will. No one will hurt you, you'll have no enemy, and you will not be harmed. Aiming therefore at such great things, remember you must not allow no tendency in yourself to be trained to attain those less of pain. Says you must entirely quit some, and now postpone the rest. But if you would both have these great things along with power and riches, you'll not even gain the latter, cause you aim at the former, and you'll fail at the former, by which alone happiness and freedom are achieved. Some things are in our control, and others not. Some things are in our control, and others not. Some things are in our control, and others not. Some things are in our control, and others not. Some things are in our control, and others not. Some things are in our control, and others not. Some things are in our control, and others not. Some things are in our control, and others not. Work then, so to say, to every harsh appearance, you are but an appearance, and by no means the real thing. And then examine it by those rules which you have, and first and chiefly this, and first and chiefly this, whether it concerns things in our control, or those which are not, or those which are not. And if it concerns anything not in our control, be prepared to say that it is nothing to you. Some things are in our control, and others not. Some things are in our control, and others not. Some things are in our control, and others not. Some things are in our control, and others not. Some things are in our control, and others not. Some things are in our control, and others not. Some things are in our control, and others not. Some things are in our control, and others not.
What has never been said, to see what has never been seen. Draw, paint, sing, sculpt, dance, and act what has never before been done. To push the envelope of creativity and language. And what's really important is, I call it the felt presence of direct experience, which is a fancy term which just simply means we have to stop consuming our culture. We have to stop consuming our culture. We have to create culture. Don't watch TV. Don't read magazines. you're worrying about Michael Jackson or Bill Clinton or somebody else, then you're disempowered. You're giving it all away to icons which are maintained by an electronic media, so that you want to dress like X or have lips like Y. This is shit-brained, this kind of thinking. That is all cultural diversion. And what is real is you and your friends and your association, your highs, your orgasms, your hopes, your plans, your fears. And we're told, no, we're unimportant. We're peripheral. Get a degree, get a job, get a this, get a that, and then you're a player. You don't even want to play in that game. You want to reclaim your mind and get it out of the hands of the cultural engineers who want to turn you into a half-baked moron, consuming all this trash that's being manufactured out of the bones of a dying world. Where is that at? Where is that at? Where is that at? Catalyst to say what has never been said, to see what has never been seen, draw, paint, sing, sculpt, dance, and act what has never before been done, to say what has never been said, to see what has never been seen, draw, paint, sing, sculpt, dance, and act what has never before been done.
And this whole transformation was made possible by this encounter with death that Mother Ayahuasca gave me. That leads me to ask, what is death? Our materialist science reduces everything to matter. Materialist science in the West says that we are just meat, we're just our bodies. So when the brain is dead, that's the end of consciousness. There is no life after, there is no soul. We just rot and are gone. But actually, many honest scientists should admit that consciousness is the greatest mystery of science, that we don't know exactly how it works. The brain's involved in it in some way, but we're not sure how. Could be that the brain generates consciousness the way a generator makes electricity. If you hold to that paradigm, then of course you can't believe in life after death. When the generator's broken, consciousness is gone. But it's equally possible that the relationship is more like the relationship of the TV signal to the TV set. In that case, when the TV set is broken, of course the TV signal continues. And this is the paradigm of all spiritual traditions. We are immortal souls, temporarily incarnated in these physical forms, to learn and to grow. We are immortal souls, temporarily incarnated in these physical forms, to learn and to grow and to develop. ancient Egyptians who put their best minds to work for 3,000 years on the problem of death and on the problem of how we should live our lives to prepare for what we will confront after death. And the ancient Egyptians expressed their ideas in transcendent art, which still touches us emotionally today, and they came to certain very specific conclusions. That the soul does survive death, and that we will be held accountable for every thought, every action, every deed we have lived through in our lives. That we better take this precious opportunity to be born in a human body seriously and make the most of it. We are immortal souls, temporarily incarnated in these physical forms to learn and to grow. We are immortal souls, temporarily incarnated in these physical forms to learn and to grow. After 6 billion years of boredom, the evolutionary ascent of our species from the last common ancestor with the chimpanzee, something extraordinary happened to us less than 100,000 years ago, which, by the way, is long after we'd become anatomically modern. It was a kind of emergence into consciousness. We became fully symbolic creatures. Fully symbolic creatures. We became fully symbolic creatures. Fully symbolic creatures. And this great change is being defined as the single most important step forward in the evolution of human behavior, is intimately associated with the emergence of the great and transcendent rock and cave art all around the world. All around the world. Over the last 30 years, researchers have suggested an intriguing and radical possibility, which is that this emergence into consciousness was triggered by our ancestors' encounters with visionary plants. We became fully symbolic creatures. Fully symbolic creatures. We became fully symbolic creatures. Fully symbolic creatures. If you analyze the cave art, there are so many details that make it clear that this was an art of altered states of consciousness, of visions. Of visions. Plants it's funny, I never used to think about the fact about loving myself. I just wasn't that guy. The thing about loving myself came when I hit rock bottom. And I really hit bottom, and it was a desperate attempt to save myself. I really fundamentally believe in the power of commitment and making commitments to yourself. You gotta keep them. And in this desperate moment, I made this vow to myself. I was at bottom. My company had fallen apart. I lost everything. I was really sick. I was miserable. I was depressed. One morning or one night, it was dark. And I just got in my bed and I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. I'm either gonna get out of this or die trying. And I walked over to my journal, grabbed my pen, and I wrote. I knew I had to make a vow to myself to get out of this. I didn't know what. And I just sat down and I wrote, it was freehand. I vow to love myself. 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 Where that came from, I had no idea. I still don't. It was a pure primal vow. It came from like a deep place of literally I was trying to save myself. When I realized that, what I'd done, I was like, okay, I don't know how to do that. You gotta figure out, because I made a commitment to myself. And a vow to yourself is a sacred act. You do that, you keep it, and life will change. And I had to figure out how to do it. I knew I had to work on my internal self. It wasn't about taking bubble baths. It's an internal thing. It's a mindset. It's a belief. It's a rock solid belief where your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions rise from. If they rise from there, then your life rises from there. I vow to love myself. 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 We're human beings, and fundamentally, we're stuck with the human mind. This monkey brain that runs around on this untamed horse, right? The details differ. Core is the same. And fundamentally, it's fear and love. I had a literal near-death experience, so that's what I experienced. The only things that came up were fear and love, fear and love. And those are the primary motivators. Fear and love, fear and love. Fear and love, fear and love. You can't fight fear. You can't fight darkness. Darkness is the absence of light. So what you do is you work in the light. You bring the light in. And that takes away the darkness. And so that's something I actually really learned trying to save myself. If I worked on the light, it would take care of the rest. And that's love. And that's love. I vow to love myself. 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 vowed to love myself. I vowed to love myself. I vowed to love myself. Akira. One thing I wanted to say is, don't be fooled by the internet. Don't be fooled by the internet. It's cool to get on the computer, but don't let the computer get on you. Cool to use the computer, don't let the computer use you. You all saw the Matrix. You all
did the martial arts workout and we did the yoga. Now we'll do the meditation, jumping right into it. And this is me sharing my personal practice, right? So this isn't really me teaching. I'm certified to teach yoga and meditation. I have gold medals in jiu-jitsu, and I fought in a kickboxing tournament. I won a cage match with an armbar. But if you want me to do more instructional stuff, then I would need to take time off work. So that would cost me. So in the description there is my Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. If you're interested, support me. If you can't afford that, then watch my videos. And if you watch my videos, YouTube will compensate me. And then I will be able to take time out of my food deliveries to do more instructional yoga and more instructional martial arts and meditation. But for now, I'm just doing my daily routine live so that you can join me for free and have a practice to make your own. So we'll jump right into the meditation.
We do the practices with this aspiration to be a benefit to beings, not to harm them, to benefit them, and in our understanding, the best benefit is to actually, for beings to be liberated from cyclic existence, and we aim to become Buddhas in order to help beings to be free in this way. So generate those thoughts in your own way. So Venerable Chogyam has laid out this sadhana for us, helping us to generate these various mind states. And she starts by having us think about all of our potential, all the kind of positive qualities that we can develop. Infinite love, compassion, wisdom, skillful means. So imagine what it would feel like to be those qualities. Just let yourself be love, be wisdom, try to feel the expansiveness and peace in your heart. The wisdom that it takes to have this kind heart. To be unencumbered in any way. Vast and expansive. Taking everything that's happening in this world, reaching out to every being, human and otherwise, to benefit each one. So now imagine that these qualities of love, compassion, wisdom, skillful means appear in front of you in the form of Shakyamuni Buddha. So imagine this Buddha in front of you, in the space in front of you made of radiant, transparent light. He's sitting on a throne, above which is an open lotus flower and cushions of the sun and moon discs. This entire visualization is made of radiant, transparent light, but you're imagining a living being with with a light body. So you feel yourself in the presence of the Buddha. But Buddha's body is golden in color. He wears the robes of a monastic. His right hand, with the palm down, rests on his right knee. The earth touching mudra. In his left hand is in his lap holding a bowl of nectar. And this nectar is the medicine to cure our afflictions and all of our hindrances. And the Buddha's face is very beautiful. You can look at the Buddha's eyes. He's smiling, his eyes are smiling. He's looking at you with total acceptance. And as he looks at you, he's also encompassing all sentient beings. The Buddha's eyes are very peaceful, long and narrow. His lips are red and his earlobes are long. Imagine rays of light radiating from every pore of the Buddha's body. This golden light going out to all the parts of the universe, touching beings, carrying miniature Buddhas to help beings. And as they complete their work, they dissolve back into the Buddha. The Buddha is surrounded by the entire lineage of spiritual teachers, all the meditational deities, innumerable other Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Arhats, Dakas, Dakinis, Dharma protectors. And at the side, near each spiritual mentor, is an elegant table, and on it are Dharma books. The sounds of the Dharma fill the air. And they're also happy that we're here doing this together. Imagine their minds just blissful and peaceful, gazing at all sentient beings. So you imagine that actually you are surrounded by all sentient beings in human form. Your mother of this life is on your left. Your father of this life is on your right. Any people you have difficulty with, you imagine in front of you, facing the Buddha, keeping them there for protection. Family and friends are nearby. Countless strangers fill the space around you. And all of us are looking to the Buddha for guidance. So first we need to cultivate a sense of refuge. So we think of all the dangers of cyclic existence. Just think about how things are not secure. We run into dissatisfaction often, dukkha often. And people, all the beings around us, all the sentient beings around us, are also in the same boat, floundering in cyclic existence. And many of them have not met any kind of teachings that will help them out of this quagmire. So we generate compassion. And now think of the wonderful qualities of the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, and generate this sense of confidence in them and their ability to guide you out of all of these recurring problems. To take refuge, we need causes, this kind of concern, this kind of alarm, fear type, and also this confidence and faith, and the compassion. So it is possible, on the basis of your present life and mind, to free yourself from all of these undesirable experiences. So resolve to explore that possibility to the fullest. Feel great trust and confidence in the three jewels, and open your heart to rely upon them to guide you and others from all of these difficulties of cyclic existence and bring us to the peace, liberation, and full awakening. So as we do these refuge verses, starting here, now we're on the top of page 21, we'll be taking refuge in the Buddha, and we imagine actually leading all of the sentient beings around us and going for refuge. And we visualize white, radiant light flowing from all of the Buddhas, the spiritual mentors, the Bodhisattvas, all of these holy beings flowing into us and all the beings around us. And this light completely purifies all of our destructive karmic imprints and afflictions. And it also brings all the realizations of the path. So put your hands in prayer position. Namo Guruvya. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Dharmaya. Nama Sanghaya. 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 So feel that you've come under the protection of the three jewels. trust others and think about how much we depend on other beings for everything that we have, everything we know, everything we use, everything we enjoy. Our food, clothing, resources of every kind. These come due to the efforts of others. Our knowledge, talents, good qualities, these too are developed due to the kindness of others. And our ability to practice the Dharma certainly depends on others who brought the teachings to us over the millennia by generating realizations in their mind and teaching. So this is a very great kindness, all of these things we want to bring to mind. Our innermost wish is to be free from suffering. And this is the case for everyone else as well. We want to be happy. All beings want to be happy. And like us, they encounter many difficulties, problems, sufferings. And usually, actually, their difficulties are more so than our own. Not always, but often. And when we examine our capacity to help beings, we find that we're actually quite limited. And we know from our practice that if we can reduce our anger, our attachment, our ignorance, our various faults, and if we can increase all of our good qualities, we're really going to be in a position to benefit beings. Imagine if we had just this generous heart, gives so easily, takes delight in giving, the kind of ethics that doesn't harm, has that just ingrained. Fortitude, loving kindness, compassion, wisdom, will be in excellent position to help beings by having our good qualities developed. And if we develop them fully, like Buddha does, then we'll be able to be of the greatest benefit to beings. So we generate this altruistic intention in order to be able to benefit beings most effectively. So as we take refuge and generate bodhicitta, imagine the light is flowing into you from all of these Buddhas and holy beings. And it's flowing into you and all the sentient beings around you. So we're on the top of page 22. I take refuge until I have awakened in the Buddhas, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By the merit I create by engaging in generosity and the other far-reaching practices, may I attain Buddhahood in order to benefit all sentient beings. I take refuge until I have awakened in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By the merit I create by engaging in generosity and the other far-reaching practices, may I attain Buddhahood in order to benefit all sentient beings. I take refuge until I have awakened in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By the merit I create by engaging in generosity and the other far-reaching practices, may I attain Buddhahood in order to benefit all sentient beings. So imagine the Buddha is so pleased with your altruistic intention. And a replica emerges from the Buddha, comes to the crown of your head, melts into golden light, flows into you. Feel that you and the Buddha have become inseparable. Feel very close to the Buddha. And allow your mind to be transformed and inspired. Let go of all conceptions you have about yourself. Let go of any self-denigrating thoughts. Let go of the concept of inherent existence and meditate on emptiness. As your heart appears a small Buddha made of light, he radiates the light of wisdom and compassion in all directions throughout the entire universe. And this light transforms all sentient beings into Buddhas and all environments into pure lands, which are places where all the circumstances are conducive to practicing the Dharma and generating realizations. So imagine this. You've transformed all sentient beings into Buddhas and all environments into pure lands. In your imagination, well, why hasn't this become a reality? We sentient beings have bias, prejudice, we lack love, compassion, and joy. So now we want to wish ourselves and others to have all of these qualities. So we contemplate the four immeasurables. We do this to reinforce our own felt experience of love, compassion, joy, and equanimity for everyone. Friends, strangers, enemies, relatives, people you don't like, people you don't trust, anyone, everyone. So as we say those four immeasurables, you want to listen to yourself say the words and contemplate as you recite. We'll pause between each of the four. May all sentient beings have happiness and its causes. May all sentient beings be free of suffering and its causes. May all sentient beings not be separated from sorrowless bliss. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free of bias, attachment, and anger. So, in order to achieve what we've just been aspiring towards, we need to purify our negativities, and we need a lot of merit. We need to abandon things and adopt things. So when we do this 7-limb prayer, this encompasses all this abandoning and adopting things. So we'll pause after each line. And you want to put your hands in the prayer position for this. Reverently I prostrate with my body, speech, and mind. So imagine yourself and all the beings, the sentient beings around you, making prostrations to all the holy beings in front of you in the field of merit. Repeatedly prostrating. And present clouds of every type of offering, actual and mentally transformed. So imagine offering everything beautiful to the Buddha and all the holy beings. You can fill the sky with offerings, make it very lovely and beautiful. You can think of flowers and fields and just everything that you love. Offer to all the holy beings. You can do this repeatedly. I confess all my destructive actions accumulated since beginning this time. So now we do a glance meditation of the 4 point powers. So for this, bring to mind something that you wish to purify, some fault or mistake. Bring it clearly to mind and generate regret for that. And then the other permanent powers are taking refuge in generating bodhicitta, which we're doing in the practice. The practice itself will be the remedial action, but make a determination not to do this action again. And rejoice in the virtues of all holy and ordinary beings. So think of common sentient beings like ourselves, the holy beings, and delight and take, rejoice in all of the virtue created by any kind of being. Let go of any jealousy, envy, and just rejoice in the goodness in the world. Use your own life experience. Think of things, people that you want to rejoice. Verse. Please remain until cyclic existence ends. So now we offer a double dorje. This symbolizes long life. And we offer this to the holy beings. We do this requesting them to live long, to always be a part of our life. And you can do this multiple times in your imagination. Verse, and turn the wheel of Dharma for sentient beings. So again, make this offering. You're offering with both hands this beautiful 1,000-spoke Dharma wheel, golden in color. Offering this to the teachers and the Buddhas to guide you and to continue to teach the Dharma. Seventh one. I dedicate all the virtues of myself and others to the Great Awakening. So now we steer these limbs toward full awakening for ourselves and all beings. Now we'll offer the mandala. Here we imagine everything beautiful in the universe, offering it to all the holy beings with the wish that they will continue to teach and guide us and that we can generate realizations in our mind. This ground anointed with perfume, flowers strewn, Mount Meru, foreland sun and moon, imagined as a Buddha land and offered to you. May all beings enjoy this pure land. The objects of attachment, aversion, and ignorance, friends, enemies, and strangers, my body, wealth, and enjoyments, I offer these without any sense of loss. Please accept them with pleasure and inspire me and others to be free from the 3 poisonous attitudes. Idam Guru Ratna Mandalakam Niryatayami. So imagine all the holy beings are just delighted and they receive your offerings. And the offerings melt into light and dissolve into them, and these all absorb into the Buddha's heart. And then immediately he radiates light back to you, filling your body and mind. And this light inspires you to accomplish the path to full awakening. So in order to progress along the path, we need to develop realizations. And in order to do this, we need the inspiration of the lineage of spiritual mentors, especially your principal teacher or your root guru, who is the one who has touched your heart deeply. If you don't have a specific teacher, just think about Shakyamuni Buddha, or maybe you have a connection in your mind with His holiness. And we make this request, page 25. Glorious and precious root guru, sit upon the lotus and moon seat on my crown, guiding me with your great kindness. Bestow upon me the attainments of your body, speech, and mind. And so then, at this point, you imagine that a replica of your teacher in the aspect of the Buddha emerges from the Buddha in front of you. And it comes to sit on a lotus and moon disc on the crown of your head, facing the same direction as you. So then this Buddha on the crown of your head is going to act as an advocate for you, to request inspiration from the entire field of merit as we continue with the request. And we're doing the long one on page 26. Buddha, unequal teacher and guide, venerable protector Maitreya, successor, superior Sangha prophesied by Buddha, to you three Buddhas and Bodhisattvas I make request. Buddha, head of the Shakya clan, the foremost guide, peerless in expounding emptiness, Manjushri, embodiment of the Buddha's complete wisdom, exalted Nagarjuna, best of the superiors who sees the profound meaning. To you three crowning jewels of clear exposition I make request. Atisha, upholder of this great vehicle, who sees the profundity of dependent arising. Drome Rinpoche, elucidator of this good path. To these two ornaments of the world I make request. Avalokiteshvara, great treasure of oblivious compassion. Manjushri, masteress of flawless wisdom. Tsongkhapa, crown jewel of the snowy land sages. Losangrapa, I make request at your feet. Holder of the white lotus, embodiment of all the conqueror's compassion. Guide benefiting migrating beings in the land of snow mountains and beyond. Sole deity and refuge, Tenzin Gyatso, at your feet I make request. The eyes to whom the vast scriptures are seen. Supreme doors for the fortunate who would cross over to spiritual freedom. Illuminators whose wise needs vibrate with compassion. To the entire line of spiritual mentors I make request. So imagine all of the figures in the field of merit melting into light, dissolving into the central figure of the Buddha in front of you. All the Buddhas, the Bodhisattvas, the Arhats, Dakas, the Kinis, Dharma protectors, all of these beings melt into light, dissolve into the central figure of Shakyamuni Buddha. And now Shakyamuni Buddha embodies the three jewels. And this Buddha absorbs into the Buddha on the crown of your head. And then as we recite the Buddha's mantra, try to let your mind be very open and receptive. Imagine this white light flowing into you from the Buddha on the crown of your head. It purifies all your negativities, all your obscurations, and it generates within you the realizations of the stages of the path. So we'll recite the Buddha's mantra together. Tayata Om Mune Mune Maha Mune Soha. 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 Now, re-establish the visualization of Shakyamuni Buddha above the crown of your head, made of golden, transparent, radiant light, a living being. And this Buddha melts into light and dissolves into you. Your body, speech, and mind become inseparable from those of the Buddha. And then we'll make the dedication prayers, starting on the page that we're on in the sadhana, which is 27. Due to this merit, may we soon attain the awakened state of Guru Buddha, that we may be able to liberate all sentient beings from their suffering. May the precious Bodhi mind not yet born arise and grow. May that born have no decline, but increase forevermore.
So we did the martial arts workout, the yoga and the meditation. If you stuck through the whole thing, you have my respect. The 7 people watching now. And please like, share, and subscribe. Watch my other videos. There's videos about me and my backstory. There's some crazy lore there. If you look me up, if you don't know. I used to be in the army. Then I got out because I didn't agree with what was going on in the army. So after I got out, I became a yoga teacher, and I wandered around the United States for a while, just meditating and doing yoga in the woods, living with the hippies in the woods in yoga temples. And I ended up back in Florida, hitchhiking around, and I was on and off the street for like 10 years in Florida. And then I started using my begging money to compete in jiu-jitsu tournaments. So most of these gold medals, silver and bronze medals, gold at the top, silver and bronze, I got while I was homeless. And I would take my begging money to jiu-jitsu coach, train ticket, and tournament entry fee. And I would buy fruits and veggies, carbs, and plant-based proteins, like protein powder. And I would go and compete in a tournament, come back to Tallahassee. And after a while, in 2016, I saw Trump get elected. I wasn't happy about that. I was protesting against the Nazis that came out of the woodworks. Got into it, had a few protests. Some Nazis shot at my friends and me. If you Google Dan Baker, Gainesville Nazi shooting, you'll see that I went to a protest against Richard Spencer, and these Nazis pulled up and shouted "Hail Hitler" and shot at my friends, including a Jewish woman who was in that group, and some other minority friends who were in that group. And so that kind of radicalized me. After that, I went to Syria and I joined the YPG International, the People's Protection Unit, the Kurds, who are US allies in the fight against ISIS. And I went to the front lines and I fought against ISIS in the Rojava Revolution in northeast Syria. And when I came back, the United States government treated me like a terrorist and put me under all kinds of scrutiny. Federal agents would regularly approach me and threaten me, try to get me, undercovers would try to get me to do illegal things. For example, they would try to get me to modify firearms or invite me to rob a bank with them, and tell me things like, "Oh yeah, I'm Muslim, I hate the government, you should convert to Islam with me and we can modify firearms and rob a bank." This one dude said all these things in one conversation. And I was like, "Nah bro, get the fuck away from me." This guy would come to me at a jiu-jitsu school I was training at Alliance Jiu-Jitsu in Boca Raton, where I was working at the time when I came back from Syria. So this is how they treat people. If you're not doing anything illegal, they will put a bunch of money into investigating you, and to justify that budget, they will entrap you, extort you, try to flip you to become an informant, and I refused. So, if you refuse, they will try to entrap you in some kind of illegal scheme, and I wasn't down with it. So I went off and traveled around the country during 2020, and I was protesting at all these different Black Lives Matter protests after the police murdered George Floyd. And I had been on alert since I saw the cops kill Eric Garner for selling cigarettes on the street in New York City years ago. Because when I was homeless, I would go buy flowers from the grocery store, and I would sell flowers on the corner. And that way, you know, I wasn't just begging, I was working, you know. And it was just like carnations, you know. I've never sold drugs, I've never stolen anything or robbed anybody, even when I was homeless and hungry. And so eventually the FBI locked me up for a Facebook post after I saw January 6th go down in DC. I had just used the COVID check to get off the street, and I was watching on my laptop in an apartment, an unfurnished apartment. You know, I was watching January 6th go down, and I didn't like that. And I read online in their own forums, the far right was saying they were going to do that here in Tallahassee especially, and in Texas especially, and in every state capital they were saying they were going to storm the state capitals, take over the government, overthrow the election results. And I made a flyer saying that if they tried that here in Tallahassee, me and my friends would defend this capital with every caliber available. And the FBI SWAT team kicked my door down and took me straight to federal prison for that Facebook post. I'd never been to jail before that. I had been arrested for possession of marijuana, but I was let go because it wasn't a big deal. I've never possessed more than, like, you know, a little bag for myself. When I was on the street, I would smoke weed. It was my only vice. And I'm not allowed to smoke weed now, I'm on probation. So, but I had a medical card, you know, for PTSD. But now I'm not allowed to treat my PTSD. So they put me in federal prison. They sentenced me to 44 months for the Facebook post calling for people to defend themselves and their capitals against January 6th insurrectionists. So to be clear, I don't like Trump. I don't like what they did on January 6th. And I went to prison for a Facebook post opposing January 6th, right? I ended up doing 2.5 years, and they had to let me go because of the First Step Act and good behavior, and I was taking educational programs to get time off of my sentence. But even then, they didn't calculate all of the good time, and I was held longer than I was legally supposed to be. And I filed an appeal when I got out of prison. Several undercovers in the Tallahassee activist community approached me and sent someone to seduce me to become my partner, and that person then entrapped me and extorted me and forced me to drop my appeals. And if I didn't drop my appeals, they said they would accuse me of all kinds of horrible, untrue things. So that's what they do here in America. If you stand up for black and brown people, if you stand up for Palestine, if you stand up for the environment, for the plants and animals that are being destroyed in this world, the United States government, the FBI, the CIA, local law enforcement, sheriff's departments, they will set you up and trap you and extort you and try to force you to become an informant. And if you're not willing to do that, they will lock you up and throw away the key. And so, you know, these are the things that I'm dealing with right now. Still, I feel like it's a sword hovering over my head that one day they're going to come for me and accuse me of some terrible, untrue thing because I continue to raise my voice and I continue to share martial arts, yoga, and meditation with people. I continue to encourage people to stand up for the underdog because I believe in these struggles, and if you continue to stick to your guns, one day you'll have victory like the Irish did, and they fought for independence from the British Empire, and what used to be a terrorist organization, the IRA, the Irish Republican Army, and Sinn Féin, is now the ruling political party of Ireland. And in the same way, other groups who struggle for independence and freedom and just decent human rights will one day become legitimate political parties, despite the oppression of the global empires. So on that note, I'll end. I just try to raise awareness about my situation And again, thank you for watching. I invite you to like, share, and subscribe, smash those buttons, and send this to your friends, especially if you're one of my haters and you don't like me. Definitely, if you're one of my haters, please like, share, and subscribe so that I can get paid for your views through YouTube. But on that note, practice every day. The enemy is training.